I don't want your attention. Attention is useless to me. Because even though I have less views, less subscribers on this channel, less followers on Instagram, I got 73 inbound leads last month. Imagine that for a second. 73 people who reach out to you rather than you reaching out to these people completely from inbound without having to go viral or without having, reels and videos with over like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. I'm talking views in the hundreds, maybe the thousands sometimes. How am I able to pull all of this off? It's very simple. I'm going to tell you everything in this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to book 10 to 100k per month prospects for B2B offers with YouTube and Instagram. And we're going to be building inbound acquisition systems to generate appointments with low views. And this document is going to be linked in the description, by the way. So you can directly access this and read through it. So we're going to get into this right now. So you can see from these screenshots right over here, 10 to 100k month prospect, completely ready to buy. 10 to 100k month prospect, completely ready to buy. 5 to 10k, you can see this. And I have booked over 250 sales calls in the past 2 years completely from inbound. And there is a simple psychological framework which is leveraged by every top personal brand out there. I'm going to tell you everything in this video. And the way we do that is by building everything from ground zero. It's a profit-focused personal brand, basically a personal brand which actually makes you money instead of broke followers. A personal brand which actually does the job it is supposed to do. Because guess what? You've tried all of the advice. You've tried all of the things. Everybody talks about the same stuff. Build a personal brand, get inbound leads. They explain inbound acquisition in the shittiest terms possible so that you have no idea what the fuck you have to do. But let me tell you something very, very clear. I've figured this out myself. It's not hard. It's simple. It's simple to do, but it takes a lot of time. And so I'm going to tell you everything right now. So from first principles, acquisition can be boiled down to this exact diagram. Stimulus, response gives an outcome. If you have the right stimulus with the right response from the people, you get the desired outcome. So from a lens of first principle, acquisition is all about giving the right stimulus to the right people at the right time and their response to that stimulus being the outcome. So our outcome is for them to book a call or buy your stuff. And the right stimulus for this is your content, but that is not actually true. Your content is not the right stimulus. There is something underlying which is the real driver, and this is going to absolutely change the way you approach content, by the way. So just stay around. It is the same thing responsible for your current situation in which you get barely any leads. You keep on posting content to keep up. You need to record videos even when you don't even enjoy it anymore. You're still stuck in your current revenue level, and that thing is resonance. How well can you create resonance in what your prospects want and what you give? And think about it like this. Every time you create resonance, you're depositing 0.001 units of trust in the prospect's bank. So every time you're consistent in your content, this doubles. So you end up with this. So imagine you deposit 0.001 units of trust. Every single time you're consistently posting, every single time you're being in front of your prospects, you double that unit. So you post one video, you double it. You post another video, you double it, you double it. So by the time you post 15 videos, you reach a metric of 3.2768. So after 15 consistent uploads, you end up with 3 trust units in the prospects pack. You end up with 3. Now, if your baseline savings that is required to create a response is 3, you will end up with prospects who book a call. So think about it like this. If the baseline savings that the prospect should have in their bank account is 3, after 15 uploads, consistent uploads, that is when you reach 3. That is when they book a call with you. This is how you mathematically and tangibly think about inbound acquisition. And if you miss an upload, it essentially reduces your ability to achieve this stage of baseline savings. So in a nutshell, if the baseline savings required to create an action is 5, your trust units should reach 5. Your trust units should compound with every single upload and reach 5. Unless that happens, your prospects won't do a thing. And this is not made up. This is not a made up mental model. This is a well documented principle in psychology. Let me break this down. This is a revolutionary term in psychology known as the B.J. Fogg's principle. So Fogg's behavioral model, this is exactly what it is. B equals MAP. B stands for behavior, the exact behavior you want someone to do. M stands for motivation. How motivated are they to solve this issue? Ability, how easy it is for them to do the action. Prompt, what is the step that they can take to get the results? Behavior is a product of MAP. If any of these are missing, there is no behavior because this is multiplicative. So if motivation is 0, the entire behavior system becomes 0. So, and this is why you when you try to get your viewers to take some sort of action, they don't do anything because one of these three components is missing. One of these is majorly missing, which is why you're in the position you're in. But just having these components doesn't make your life easy. You have to choose, you have to cross the baseline behavior level to get them to do something. So, like I talked about this right here, the baseline savings that you have to reach. Look at this graph. To create behavior, you need to go and create a situation in which the product of motivation, ability, and prompt increases or surpasses the baseline level that is required for them to exist. If your entire equation doesn't even cross the baseline, nobody does the action that is required. Nobody does it. But if it crosses this baseline, that is when behavior is created. So I want you to think critically about this. If you're not getting results with your content, it is because of this single mechanism. You do not know about this mechanism. You did not know about the baseline savings or the baseline level of behavior, which is why you're stuck in the position you're stuck in. This is exactly why. And so I want you to let you know, like every single component within me, like everything that I've built, is built entirely upon this equation. I know about this equation. That is why I'm able to attract leads, even though I don't go viral, even though I'm a small account. It's because of this scenario. Because I understand deeply what I have to do to create behavior from scratch. If you're not getting the results you need in content, it's because you're not optimizing for this behavioral model. So let me explain this in a mathematical sense. If your baseline behavior level is not met, even if you've got all the components available, your prospects will not execute on those behaviors. Let me show this mathematically. Let's assume that the baseline level is 0.5. So let's say B is equal to MAP and M is 0.1, A is 0.3, P is 0.2. So if we multiply all of this, we get 0.006. So no behavior will be executed since 0.006 is smaller than 5. Now let's see this. If motivation is 0.3, ability is 0.15, prompt is 2.8, the multiplication is 1.36. Since the product of motivation and ability and prompt is greater than baseline behavior, the prospect executes on this behavior. This is how psychologically you can manipulate your content to generate your ideal results. This is exactly how you do it. So what does this even stand for? So motivation, first of all, how motivated are they to actually do the thing? If you're telling them to do something, for example, let's say it is to implement. So for example, if I want you to implement this behavioral model in your content, how do I get you to do that? So first of all, I'm going to create motivation. You can go and watch the start of this video right now. You're going to find out exactly how I created motivation. I have created some sense of urgency inside of you, which makes you feel like, okay, I need to actually learn what this guy is talking about. I created that through pain. We're pain avoiding creatures. We're not desire seeking creatures, we're pain avoiding creatures. So every single time we want to execute on some sort of behavior, we're executing on it to avoid some sort of pain. So I created that with my content right now. Next, ability. How easy it is for someone to execute on that thing. How easy it is for you to actually, carry out this behavioral model and implement it in your business. How easy it is. I broke it down with numbers. I explained it to you exactly how it works. I've been talking for 8 minutes right now. There is a reason why you've been listening to me for the past fucking 8 minutes. It's because I've made this easy for you to understand. I've made this easy for you to implement in your life. This is making stuff easy for you. Which is exactly why it is very, very important that you create this scenario and you implement this behavioral model. Prompt the exact steps that they can take. So I have given you the exact steps you can take to implement this. So what I did, let me explain my psychological principle behind everything that I did in this video for the past 9 minutes. What did I do exactly? First of all, I created pain in your mind. I explained and gave you a solution, a way out to your problems. That's what I did. Which make you like listen to what I have to say as the fucking truth, as a solution. This is what made you look at me, feel like, okay, you know what? This is exactly what I need. That's the first step. Secondly, I made you understand it in the easiest sense possible. So what I did was that I increased the ability metric, how easy it is to implement. I broke it down in numbers exactly why behavior doesn't execute and why your prospects are not executing on the behavior, which is instantly making things easy for you to understand. Because most of these personal branding gurus, they never talk about behavior in the way that I talk about it. Because what they're doing is they're just telling you like, oh, algorithms, oh, fucking hooks of your videos. Yes, these are important, but this is like the underlying first principle behavior. If you don't understand this, you can't do anything. This is the first principle of behavior. So I made you easily understand this scenario. And thirdly, prompt. I told you exactly what baseline behavior levels are, what baseline savings is, how trust works, because you already understand trust is important. You know trust is important, but how does it work? Mathematically, how does it work? I've explained that to you right now, which made you instantly feel like, okay, this is something that is actually truthful. Because think about it, this you are going to believe things to be true based on how easily examples come to mind. This is not a prospect theory. It is the same reason why we're afraid of airplane crashes over car crashes. Even though statistically we're more likely to be in a car crash, we're still afraid of plane crashes. Why? Because examples easily come to our mind. So we tend to believe things to be true based on how easily examples come to mind. This is exactly why I have created this video. Because every single time you're going to think about this model, or you're going to think about behavior, this video is going to come in your mind. It's going to make you, it's going to come in your mind easily, which is going to make you believe that this is the truth. Even though this is the truth, I'm not trying to manipulate you or something, but this is exactly how your brain processes this information. Do you see how in-depth this is? Do you see how important this is for you? Because once you implement this model in your business, things are going to change. Like let me show you, bro. I did this myself. I got these leads. I don't even have 2,000 followers on Instagram. I have like 2,000 followers on Instagram. I don't even have 500 subscribers on this YouTube channel. You can literally see the amount of views I have. The first impression of this video was that this video is trash. You clicked on this video, you felt like this video is trash because of the amount of views it has. This is exactly how it works. So I created the right stimulus for you by creating pain, by creating motivation, which is the first step. The response that you had was based on ability and prompt. Basically what I did was I made you motivated to understand this information. I created a scenario in which I could easily convey this information, and you learned what the information is easily, and you had the exact steps to implement this in your own life. And so what we do is what we've basically done, or of what I've basically done, is behavior now goes from something intangible, like, oh, behavior, to something that is super, super tangible and in your control. And we leverage this by building a complete sales funnel using this mechanism. So I've made a video below that you can click right now. I've also linked this above somewhere right here, maybe in this document itself, basically going over the exact sales funnel I have used to create a scenario in which I am able to extract attention and demand and trust on autopilot without having to spend a lot of time on content and on anything like that. This is one of the most life-changing mechanisms you can implement. This is the new best thing that you can implement right now. And if you want to work with me one-on-one with my done for you and done with you offer, in which a lot of the components are done for you, we work together, absolutely scale the fuck out of your brand. This is very long term. This is very super focused for people who have a lot of personality, who have a lot of fucking results, who are great at what they do, not for beginners. So if you're a beginner, don't reach out to me. But if you are someone who wants to actually implement this model, who, you feel like this will actually help you out a lot, just click the first link in the description. Check me out. Message me on Instagram. I'll talk to you. If you're a great fit, we can work together. But this is something really important. Even if you don't want to work with me, implement this model. This will change your life. This has changed my life. This is one of the greatest things you can do. I'll see you in the next one. Click in the description, I've got the document to the link to the document itself. You can check it out anytime you want, free of cost, no opt-in, none of that shit. I don't want your email or anything like that. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.